Jalen Milroe is not a one-read QB. Jalen Milroe is not a terrible QB. Jalen Milroe is not a horrible QB. And this video is going to prove it. I've seen too many people saying things like that. And I don't like it because they're wrong. And I'm going to show you why. And let's jump right into why. So the first thing we're showing you is from this Ole Miss game. Jalen Milroe starts out in the first quarter. There's 8 minutes, 55 seconds left. 11 personnel here, 1 running back, and 3 wide receivers on the field. And what we're going to see here is Jalen Milroe hit his tight end on a curl route in the middle of the field. But if you notice on this play, you're going to see that Jalen Milroe starts out by looking to the left side of the field. So the first read is obviously his receiver on the far left. And so then he also has a running back leaking out to the flat to his left as well. The tight end is working his way toward the middle of the field to do a curl route in front of him, and then there's a drag route with Corey Brooks coming from the right side as well. So Jalen Milroe starts out left. He's looking there. That read's not open. So at the very least, Jalen Milroe has progressed to his second read, maybe third, which is the tight end Dupree, number 81, who he hits. So already off the bat, Jalen Milroe is not a QB that can only read the first read. And by the way, taking your first read is not the bad thing that people say it is, or at least they don't have the complete story. Sometimes the play is designed for your first read, but that's another story. I just have to point that out because people give very misguided or shallow interpretations of what it means to read the field. And already immediately you see that Jalen Milroe takes his second read. So let's go to the next play. I actually just want to bring this play up because I thought it was interesting. I know that some people are going to say, oh, this is a bad throw by Jalen Milroe, because a lot of people talk about his throw sometimes. Well, let's get into that. So here we have Jalen Milroe. It's a dime package. So 4 wide receivers, 1 running back. He's in the shotgun. On this play, he's going to throw the ball to Isaiah Bond on I believe it's an out route here, basically. And the issue is that they have a miscommunication. Obviously, the throw is off target. Isaiah Bond is continuing to go left toward the left side of the field. Jalen Milroe throws the ball back inside as if he was expecting Isaiah Bond to settle in the zone rather than continue to run toward the sideline, because Ole Miss is playing zone defense here. They dropped 7 people. Actually, they dropped 8 because one of the guys didn't rush. He's spying Jalen Milroe. And so they drop 8 people back behind the first down marker. And Isaiah Bond on this play, especially if you're looking at that second angle that I'm showing you, he continues to move left toward the Ole Miss defender into the zone instead of sitting still. Jalen Milroe obviously intended for Isaiah Bond to sit there and catch the ball. So that's just another example where somebody would say something like, oh, Jalen Milroe had a bad throw, or he's a bad QB. Look, he's inaccurate, when this was an issue of miscommunication rather than an issue of being a bad thrower. So here's one of my favorite plays from this game because it's so simple. This is always one of my favorite plays from Alabama QBs and from QBs in general, because a lot of people don't appreciate a good check down. So it's 3rd and 8, second quarter here, 13 minutes and 12 seconds left. Alabama has 4 wide, even though one of them is a tight end. So this is technically 11 personnel, 1 running back and 3 wide receivers here. And also it's 1 tight end, which is far right. But as you can see, Jalen Milroe takes the snap. Jace McClellan immediately goes out left, kind of like on the swing pattern, and he's calling for the ball to Jalen Milroe. And Jalen Milroe takes this check down to Jace McClellan on his 3rd and 8, and they get a first down as a result. But if you notice, that's a check down. In order to get to a check down, you have to go through your reads, see everybody else on the field, or at the very least the ones you're looking for to be open. And if they're not open, you then hit your check down. So what does that mean inherently? That Jalen Milroe is not a one-read QB, and that he has taken his reads down the field and checked it down to his running back, Jace McClellan. So if you see, Jalen Milroe starts out looking right, then he slowly moves to the middle of the field, and then he makes his way all the way to the left to Jace McClellan, who is his check down, and that actually gets the first down because that's the play you have to make here. Ole Miss, once again, drops 7 in coverage. One of them is a spy. So they're obviously playing back. They're playing zone. They're playing zone off. Jalen Milroe did the right decision here and took the check down. So let's go on to the next play. This does good for me. So this is actually a big time play here. Early in the second quarter, you have Jalen Milroe. It's funny because I kind of came back to this instead of showing this one first, but this is the big crossing route that he hit to Hale. By the way, the wide receiver Hale, number 14, played a great game. But on this particular play, it's actually really simple. Ole Miss is playing deep coverage again, because basically they said, and they thought what a lot of people on the internet were saying, Jalen Milroe can't make throws against coverage. That he won't read the defense well. Well, he kind of carved them up at different times. He made some bad decisions in the game. Really, one bad decision, one big one, which was the interception, which I don't have to show you because you guys know why that was bad. He should have taken the low route, which was when they basically did kind of like a high-low concept, smash concept. But that's another play. We'll get there when we get there. I'm actually not going to talk about that in this game, or in this video, I should say. But right now, he is in this play here, deep crossing route. Hill's on the right side of the field. Once again, Alabama's actually in 12 personnel this time. One running back, two tight ends. Jalen Milroe's in the shotgun formation. If you notice on this play, Ole Miss only rushes. They rushed 3. They dropped 8 into coverage, although they made it look like a blitz. So first of all, look at this play. Ole Miss is trying to trick Jalen Milroe by making him think there's going to be 5 rushers. They had 2 of their linebackers come up to the line of scrimmage, and after the ball is snapped, they step back. So they're thinking Jalen Milroe can't read this at all, and he's like, I got you, right? So he has this extra protection. There's basically like 7 people in protection here, or 6, I think, because one of the tight ends, that's right, I think he went out to the left side of the field. But Ole Miss is in a zone defense here, and this deep crossing route is taking advantage of the zone. Jalen Milroe lays it out beautifully and hits Hill right in stride on the money. Remember, Hill started out on the right side of the field and went all the way across, deep crossing route, and he's right underneath the safety and right on top of that cornerback who was playing closer to the shallow part of the flat, number 25. So Jalen Milroe puts this ball in between number 25 and the safety who was on top of him, because Hill's crossing route went right in between their zone. I think this is basically, it's not really like a cover 3, it may be like a cover 4 defense that they were playing. They were like, let's play back, let's cover the 4th of the field. And maybe with cover 3, it's kind of hard to say from this angle because I couldn't see the other angle. But either way, there was a big portion of the defense that was open in between those 2 defenders. Great job of Jalen Milroe reading that and then being able to throw that ball really well into that spot. I like that type of thing. So let's get into Jalen Milroe buying time, leading to a 3rd and 13 conversion here. Second quarter, 3 minutes, 50 seconds left. Obviously, they snapped the ball here, and Jalen Milroe wants to look to the left. It's 3rd and 13, backed up. So Alabama's showing confidence in their QB. He has 2 wide receivers on the left side, 1 on the right side, and a tight end, Dupree, who's lined up left side of the offensive line. So he takes this snap. And Ole Miss, once again, they're basically rushing 3 and dropping 8 people into cover. So he has a pocket. A lot of people say he doesn't stay in the pocket. He did right here. He stepped up as he's looking to the left. So once again, this is not one read. Like I said, he's looking to the left side where there's 2 wide receivers. So he progresses through those 2 reads. He runs back to the right side of the field. Dupree was doing a drag route as the tight end. So he's coming from the left side of the line, right in front of Jalen Milroe to the right. And he breaks out. And he's like, okay, it's 3rd and 13. No need to throw short. But Ole Miss is thinking he's about to run. They're thinking he's not going to give up on the play. So they run forward, which leaves his tight end, who decides to make a smart play. Oh, Jalen ran my way. Let me just turn upfield. Dupree turns upfield. Jalen Milroe hits him. Throws it right in front of him. Now Dupree takes a hit, but that's okay because he's a tough guy. He takes that hit, keeps going. Easy 1st down conversion. Love that play from Jalen Milroe. Love the awareness from Dupree, and I like that they were on the same page on this 3rd and 13, backed up in the red zone. Now, let's go to another one of my favorite plays of this game. It was interesting because this actually was a play more so about the wide receiver than it was about Jalen, but also Jalen stood in the pocket, which, once again, I gotta say, a lot of this he's like actively destroying the narratives that people have against him. Is he perfect? Does he do this right every single time? No. But a lot of people are erroneously saying stuff like he can only read 1 time, or he can only make 1 read, I should say, and that he's always running out of pocket, or that he's inaccurate, or always making bad throws, when it's clearly the majority of the time he's doing a lot of good stuff, even if it doesn't turn out perfectly. So let's look at this play. For example, we have 11 personnel again, or really a Nine Black is on the field, so this is more like 12 personnel, but Nine Black's like a wide receiver. 2 of the guys stacked out to the right side. He has a running back set to his left. So this play, once again, Ole Miss is challenging him. Although this time they actually rush 4, and they drop one guy back as the spy. So Jalen Milroe's being spied here, but basically he's throwing against 7 people in coverage. Jermaine Burton on this play just streaks down the field. like up the seam. So you got one defender like on the far right, and you have one defender in the middle of the field, which is basically the safety. Jermaine Burton's like, I'm gonna take advantage of that safety, and I can see if I'm gonna run right past him, which he does. Milroe lays it out for him. Milroe puts it kind of inside. Jermaine Burton was kind of open going toward the left side of that seam. The right side of the seam. I'm trying to think about it from the opposite side of the field. But if Milroe had threw the ball kind of out upfield or toward the right, Burton probably would have run and kept going up the field. But even in this play, the ball was far enough ahead and over the shoulder that the DB couldn't get it anyway. So it ended up being a great 50-plus yard completion regardless. So the receiver adjusted to that ball magnificently. But if you notice, Jalen Milroe also, the pressure had kind of come up, number 36 or whoever, one of those defenders in the middle had kind of pushed the offensive line into Milroe as he let go of the ball, and he still got that down the field, and that also may have impacted where the ball was placed as well. But regardless, good play by Jalen Milroe. Now here's an underrated play because it didn't lead to a touchdown or anything. This is actually after I think Alabama got the ball back really close and they had some issues, but this is third down, 12 minutes and 4 seconds. And on this play, Jalen Milroe is about to get 2 yards. But even though it's only a 2-yard gain, how he got it is what makes it impressive because he was thinking as the play developed, and you can see it in his mind, in his eyes, how he moves. So he takes this snap as Jason McClellan is like motioning out left, and Ole Miss is basically playing almost like a cover 2. They're all sitting on the goal line, so he has nowhere to go with the ball because they're playing coverage, and Ole Miss is only rushing 3. It looks like, yeah, they rushed 3, have one guy as a spy. But the spy comes up on Jalen Milroe as he kind of moves left a little bit, looking for his receivers or somewhere to go with the ball. But there's still nowhere to go. As you can see, number 5 is on top of Niblack. So Jalen Milroe is like, okay, I'm not going to make that throw. So what he does is he makes it look like he's going to throw that ball. He pump fakes really, really hard on this play. And the defender actually kind of gets thrown off by that. And Jalen Milroe cuts back inside with his athleticism. That's a really good decision by him because he could have taken a big sack. But instead of taking a big sack, he's able to turn this into a 1 to 2 yard gain. Simple play, not amazing, but really heady and a solid play to make. So now we're going on to the next one. It's third quarter still, 8 minutes, 44 seconds left. It's 2nd and 10 on this play. And Alabama's like catching Ole Miss really hard. So he's about to hit number 19 on this play. He has 4 wide receivers or maybe 3 and a tight end, right, which is 11 personnel. But it's a solid play in the sense that when Jalen Milroe snaps this ball, this is a play where the first read is the curl route on the outside to number 19. Or it's not a curl route, it's more like an out route. But this is an example of when taking your first read is the right thing to do, and it's the smart thing to do, because I'm pretty sure he saw pre-play Ole Miss was going to play zone defense. And they're going to play a zone defense that drops back deep. And if they drop back deep, if you run an out route or a short route on the corner, like on the sidelines, there's no one out there to get the ball unless one of the inside defenders is coming forward. The problem is Alabama, well, I got to give Tommy Reed some credit here. He sends Dupree on a route. So look, number 19 is far right. Dupree is like right next to him. They're both on the same side of the line of scrimmage on the right side. Dupree's running a route that's like kind of in that quarter of the field, which is right before you get to number 19's quarter of the field, who's running the out route. So any defender that's inside has to cover Dupree. Otherwise, Jalen Milroe's throwing the ball to him instead. And the defender who was on the far outside in that boundary corner position, I think this is boundary here, he has to go all the way up the field, meaning that there's going to be no one on that far right side of the field, and Jalen Milroe makes that throw, which is the one you have to make. The one thing I want him to do is throw it a little bit faster so that the wide receiver can just catch the ball as he's turning and then just turn up the field. But regardless, still good completion, great play. That's what I like to see. All right, we only got like 4 more, but I just had to like hit all of these just to really bring my point home here. So we're in the third quarter still, 7 minutes left. Jalen Milroe is 3rd and 5. We have 11 personnel again, 1 running back, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, which is Niblack. Ole Miss is going to do something that they've done all game, which is basically rush 3, have a quarterback spy, which just happens to be number 4 this time. So they drop 7 into coverage. Jalen Milroe doesn't run directly into his spy, which a lot of people would expect him to do, is what they want him to do apparently, or how they think he's going to respond. This is an easy play because it's a well-designed play by Tommy Rees, which I know y'all don't like to hear that. No, but actually we want to hear that because that means he's actually adjusting. He actually made some really good plays here. I'll break it down for you what I mean. So Tommy Rees has 3 wide receivers to the left side, which is Isaiah Bond, Amari Nyblack, and I can't see who the far left guy is, but they're all there. Nyblack's in the slot position. Isaiah Bond is closest to the line of scrimmage. But at the start of this play, if you look, Nyblack's running the drag route. So the guy in the middle runs a drag route toward the middle of the field. Got you. That means number 5, the DB, is following him. Great. So that's one defender who's up the field that's out of the way. Then the guy on the far left is running a go route, kind of like a fade. So that defender is following him up the field. What does that mean? The last guy, Isaiah Bond, is now running an out route about 5 yards toward the first down. Now, what did I just say? Nyblack took a defender, number 5, toward the middle of the field. The wide receiver on the far left side just took a defender up the field, meaning that that space right there is wide open, which is why then Tommy Rees had a wide receiver run a route directly into that space. I actually really like that play call. It was a good one for 3rd and 5. I want to see more stuff like that, and Jalen Milroe hit the right play here. He hit Isaiah Bond on the route. Maybe he could have threw it a little bit more toward the left sideline, but he wanted to be safe and put it directly on the receiver. We got the first down. Good read of the defense by Tommy Rees in making that play, and good job on the offense for executing it. Now we're gonna hit Milroe's touchdown, which I know a lot of y'all like this, to Hale. This wide receiver Hale. We got to get this guy more playing time. He's got to get in the field. Shotgun, 11 personnel. Oots is in the H-back position on the right side, but you got wide receiver. To the far right, you got 2 wide receivers on the left, with Hale being the far left receiver. And basically, he's just going to run up the field. this man is just going to run straight up the field down the left sideline, and Jalen Milroe's going to take a hit. Jalen Milroe's going to take a hit here as he releases his ball, because what Ole Miss does is they, instead of only rushing 3 this time and sending a spy, they rush 3 and they have a spy, but they actually send a blitz this time coming from the right side. But the spy ends up taking advantage of the blitz, moving the protection out to the sides, and he comes right up the middle, and he kind of really smacks Jalen Milroe, which kind of impacts the throw. The throw gets kind of starts, the placement goes off, but his arm strength and his ability is so good, it ends up going down the field anyway, landing right for Hill in the end zone. So what I like about this ball is that it ended up being high and up the field, meaning that all Hill had to do was get into the end zone and jump. There was no way for the defenders to impact him getting that ball. Good throw from Milroe, even though he was getting hit, and great talent from Hill in bringing that ball down. Fantastic. Now we got the last 2 plays, y'all, or really it's the last play. Just got 2 different angles of it. So it's in the 4th quarter, 13 minutes and 50 seconds. We're going to get Jalen Milroe here. This is 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends. They're both on the right. Oh, actually, Oots is on the left side, Nyblack's on H-back on the right side, and 2 wide receivers sent to the right. Jalen Milroe's in the shotgun here. Ole Miss, let's see what they're doing on defense. What they're doing as usual is they're rushing 3, and they actually don't spy this time. They actually drop everybody into coverage. So 3 rushing, and they have 8 DBs, or 8 defenders basically in coverage. It's a good pocket to start out, even though Ole Miss kind of gets some push inside anyway, which is kind of concerning. 3 guys get a little push. Not too much to where Jalen Milroe would have to move out to the right, but he moves out to the right on purpose. And that's the part that people don't miss sometimes. Like whenever he moves out of the pocket, it's not always because he's bailing or because he's scared or he's skittish. He's actually trying to change his platform and change his line of vision. And you're probably seeing that as you see the second angle of this play that I'm talking about. Because some of you may be thinking, why didn't he do a check down to Jace McClellan to the right? He could have, but there's 2 Ole Miss defenders watching that. Because remember, 8 DBs are in coverage. But if you notice, Oots is running from the left side, from that side of the line of scrimmage. He runs up and does a dig route. And on this dig route, Jalen Milroe kind of moves forward because the DB is, the linebacker is watching him right in front of Oots' dig route. And so Jalen Milroe, he's right in the pass. So if Jalen Milroe throws that ball over his head, that guy's going to get an interception, or he tries to throw it over his head. It might be an interception, or he's going to throw it too high and it's going to sail down the field. So instead of doing that, Jalen Milroe moves out to the right because his guy is moving to the right, and the linebacker thinks that Jalen Milroe is about to come up. So this is a great bait. Jalen Milroe baits him out with this. Whether that's intentional or not, I'll let you decide that, but he baits him out with this, which I think it was, because he's looking to throw his eyes up the field the whole time. The guy comes forward, number 23, I believe. Jalen Milroe then sees that leaves the window more open to make this throw, and he lets it fly and hits Oots. I want it to be placed a little bit better. It's a little bit harder to throw that ball well when you're on the move a little bit, but still, He knows the guy who he wanted to go to. He read that defense well. He knew that they were watching him. So he baited them out by moving to the right, which brought the defender forward. And then he throws the ball right behind him to the dig route to the tight end, Oots, and gets a conversion here. They go on to score a touchdown. And Alabama, of course, wins this game 24-10. So once again, I got to say, Jalen Milroe is not a one-read QB. Jalen Milroe is not a terrible QB. If you're saying those things, honestly, I just got to say that you're wrong. And that is my video for today. What do you think? Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.